Hello and welcome to Alive with Amanda. Today we're going to be talking about how to write a compelling presentation to be picked as a CEU or conference speaker. And so I have spoken at conferences and done CEU presentations for many years now. And there are a couple of tips I can give you in order to get picked to be a speaker, right? And one thing that is really helpful, first and foremost, is to have a really compelling, interesting topic, right? When I look through conferences I want to go to, I always look at who are the speakers and what are they talking about? And is this going to apply to me? But I'm also looking at things that are outside of the box, right? I'm just using myself for an example. I don't need CBT 101. I need outside of the box treatment modalities in order to help resistant clients, for instance, right? I'm a more seasoned clinician. And so I'm looking for more in-depth training, for instance. So you really want to find out who the target audience for various speaking engagements are. So then that way you know how to tailor your presentation. Is it more of a 101? Is it more of an in-depth? Do they want you to be an engaging, fun speaker, which I think most people do, but some presentations are more serious. I was actually talking to my husband, who is a forensic psychologist, and I'm always trying to get him to do presentations on not serial killers, but more in the style of podcast style of how to spot a serial killer or something like that. And he's like, no, you're way off base. And he told me this really niche down presentation that he would give on, I don't remember exactly, but some forensic population and some very specific testing they do. I was like, oh no, that is nobody that I know for the most part is going to want to listen to that presentation because it's so niche down, right? So he wouldn't be a good speaker, for instance, for our local, Broward Mental Health Counselors Association or Florida Mental Health Counselors Association conference, right? But he would be a great speaker that at the American Psychological Association's forensic track, right? And so you want to know who your target audience is and really tailor that presentation and the pitch that you give. So normally you give a pitch, you write a paragraph, you write learning objectives. They have really specific rules about learning objectives. You usually want to include some of your references, where you're getting the information. You want it to be current and relevant. Actually, I just pitched for a presentation and all the research had to be within the past 5 years, or not even 10 years. It wasn't 10 years. It was 5 or 7 years. And I was kind of surprised. And some of the best research for this particular topic was very old. And I will use that to inform me, but it was not the primary research that they wanted to be included. And so I would definitely make sure that you would come up with something catchy that matches the target audience of the conference. Then it's always helpful to know people, right? It is, if you know who's putting on the conference, if you know some of the staff members, always helpful to let them know you're interested in speaking, that you're going to put in a speaker application, and that you would love to be a part of it, and that you will also do your part as a speaker. A lot of the times people do pick speakers because they have some kind of audience. Why? Because the conference wants to raise its own brand. And one way that they raise their own brand is by having high visibility speakers, right? And so the higher visibility that they get, the higher their brand goes, and it kind of goes hand in hand. And so sometimes you may or may not get paid, but some conferences can really help elevate your brand or help elevate the brand of the conference. And the other thing is to really engage with that brand, right? Make sure if you are submitting a proposal, you're following them on social media, you're on their mailing list, you're actively in a community with whoever it is that you are trying to be a speaker at, because that shows your willingness and your part in being a great speaker candidate, for instance. I'm going to give you one more tip on how to become a CEU conference speaker. But first, I want to thank our sponsor, TherapyNotes. If you're looking for an electronic health record that's really full service, one that can help you run your solo or your group practice, your virtual or in-person practice, your private pay or an insurance practice, TherapyNotes is for you. They've got all the features that you need in order to run successfully my favorite thing as a group practice owner is all the reporting that they do. And lately, my clinician's favorite thing, two things really, is all the assessments that we can send out, because that's really, I've always been a fan of assessments, and having them readily available in the electronic health record is really helpful. And then the new feature, Therapy Fuel, AI Notes, has been very helpful in getting our notes completed. So a special shout out to TherapyNotes. So the final thing about being a speaker is, again, I'm going to go back to, it's kind of what I told you in the second one, but it's really about you. It's really positioning and marketing yourself as a speaker. Put something on your website about being a speaker. If you've been a speaker somewhere, maybe have a recording that you can share. Put it on YouTube. If it's not already there, put it on your social media. Really elevate yourself as a speaker so other people will start to see you as a speaker. So when they're thinking of having a speaker there, you're on their mind, right? You're a person that they approach in order to be a speaker. And then just like to piggyback on that, then if you do get picked to speak, knock it out of the park. Write an amazing presentation. Show up authentically you. Promote the heck out of the conference that you're at. Promote the heck out of yourself. Talk about your topic on your social media. Really position yourself as an authority on this topic. And I bet more and more opportunities will come to you to be a speaker. I hope this was helpful, everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye.